I'm Jim Ladd, and we're back now with our interview of George Harrison.
But as far as the concept of success is something which is ringing up the cash register perpetually. You know, so if you're not a success, that is, if your records don't get in the top 20, then you're not a success. But that's maybe true materially, or as far as the music business goes. But for me, the success for me has been being able to keep sane and keep on the one thing that I plugged into, because I'm sure people thought it was a fad too. For me, India music, India, the spiritual thing, you know, okay. But I tell you, that's stronger now with me than ever it was. Like the first Indian raga I ever heard, I can play that tune today and I can enjoy it twice as much as I did back in 1965.
But I really like the fact that you still dealing with, you know, the search.
Well, I mean, that's one thing that for some people can be a fad, but for me it's the whole purpose of life is to find out who am I, what are we doing here? You know, some people tend to think of it like, oh, well, you know, the purpose of life is just to come down here, make as much money as you can, screw around, and then you die. But, you know, there's much heavier investment.
Each day just goes so fast. I turn around, it's past. You don't get time to hang a sign on me. Love me while you can. Love it, old man. A lifetime is so short. A new one can't be bought. But what you got means such a lot to me. I'll make love to you if you want me to.
Since the time that you, let's say, actively stepped on this path, by the way, where was that? Was that the first time you went to see the Maharishi? Would that be?
No.
No.
I think what happened was in sometime in the 60s, somebody, it really, I suppose the big thing happened when John Lennon and I went to dinner at this dentist's house, and he put LSD in our coffee. He dosed us, and we just went off on this trip, and that was it. You know, what happened to me was like, it was just like lots of doors in my mind was just flying open, and there was a lot of things which I knew instantly, which now I believe to be all part of what they call karma, previous karma, action reactions, and you know, I'm a big believer in reincarnation and all that, and I think you know, all those deja vu things you experience, it's all part of the whole trip. And at that time, I realized just through looking at the grass and the trees, you know, and I could see the sap running through the trees and everything, and I just knew that there was such a thing as God. I suddenly felt happy that there was some connection, that we were all connected to this energy. And just like we sit here and talk now, the energy within me and the energy within you is the same. And not only that, but I could see the space between us was buzzing too.
We were talking about the space between us and the people who hide themselves behind no wall of illusion. Never glimpse the truth. see you're really only very small. Life flows on within you and without you.
And then I got into meditation. Well, I went into India then with Ravi Shankar. I was playing sitar, and I was trying to find out as much as I can, because part of the thing that I was left with after acid, I kept having these thoughts on the yogis, the Himalayas and all that. And I don't know why, but I was so attracted to that all the time. And so I went with Ravi, and I wanted to find out as much as I could, and I got to the point where I knew I just needed to get into mantras and meditation and all that sort of thing. Then I went and found, Maharishi, who had been in England for 10 years lecturing, and the year we went, well, I went, and then John wanted to come too, and then, then Paul wanted to come. Anyway, we went there. And that year, the press slagged him, saying, just doing this to get the Beatles and all that, which was really untrue. They hadn't written a word about him in 10 years, but because the Beatles went there, then he became hot. So, it just led from that. And the thing is that, the more you find out, the more you want to know, and it gets deeper and deeper. But the thing is, you're going towards something which is very nice. It's very attractive. And so maybe that's why, for me, it just snowballed. I was almost brought up as a Catholic. That idea of, look, you're not going to ever see God. He's dead. We killed him 2,000 years ago. The first thing that I got turned on to in Hinduism was this guy called Swami Vivekananda. And he said, if there's a God, we must see him. If there's a soul, we must perceive it. Otherwise, it's better not to believe. That's why in My Sweet Lord, I said I really want to see it, because now I know you can.
My sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord, I really want to see you, really want to be with you, really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord.
My Sweet Lord, it goes from Hallelujah into Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, and then at the end there's a whole big Sanskrit prayer which is called Guru Vandana. It's the Guru of Gurus. It's Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So there's all that going on in the background as well. That's a direct result of that Swami Bhaktivedanta that I talked about, because that method of chanting, of repetition of mantras, japa, they call it japa yoga. It's like rosary beads, and you just repeat these mantras over and over and over again, and you get so high. I tell you, once you get it going, it takes a while to get that feeling going, but once you get going, it's hard to stop because it's just so good. It makes you life sublime.
Now for something completely different. Let's talk about Soft-Hearted Hannah, George, which is, if this is an ode to the mushroom, I ain't sitting here.
It is.
All right.
I must admit.
Okay. That is one of the finest God creations in the world, I'll have to say.
Yeah, but I tell you, you have to be a bit careful because they're so good.
Yeah.
The difference between that acid, when you feel half of you is feeling elated and the other half is feeling physically rotten and jumping about. That stuff is very organic, it sort of felt great. Everything's in perfect focus and even the physical body feels good. But because I felt good, I just kept on eating them.
Oh yeah.
All day. I nearly did myself in. I had too many. And I fell over and left my body.
Oh yeah?
Fell over and hit my head on a piece of concrete. but they were great. But that was a little dum-dum.
Little lesson there.
It was.
I ate it and once my eyes could see you. No sooner had I hooped it down, I felt so far from the ground I stood up. My legs seemed to me like high-rise buildings. My head was high up in the sky. My skin, the sun began to fry like bacon. Then somebody older appeared and asked did I come far. Well, hadn't they just seen me up on Honey Island? Well, kept on body surfing to pretend I hadn't heard. There was someone beside me swimming like Richard III. I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling.
Now, there's this line in here about the Lone Ranger smoking doobies, said you're breaking all the rules.
Yeah, because in the place on Maui, there's this 7 pools where everybody goes skinny dipping. But you're not supposed to because the tour buses come, the hula hula buses come up with all the tourists on. So there's a ranger who's around there and he sort of tells people to get their clothes on. It was just all the various little things that had happened on that trip around Maui. And then I need some lyrics, So that's it. The Lone Ranger telling them to put their clothes on.
7 naked native girls swam 7 sacred pools. Lone Ranger smoking doobies said you break it all the rules. Get your clothes on or else I'd be around. If it wasn't for my sunstroke, I would take you on right now. I'm still smiling. I'm still smiling. I fell in love with my soft-hearted Hannah. She entered right into my heart, and now although we're miles apart, I still
still think that most people want you to come out and be George the Beatle and...
Yeah. I think, if I was to do a concert tour now, I could do one way which would be risky, and that is to go and do like I wanted to do in '74. This is me, this is what I feel, and this is me, take me as I am or let me go. Or I could go out and be, sing all the nice songs, all the songs that people want to hear, and sing them just like I did them on the record. And that would be a huge success, I'm sure.
It never ceases to fascinate me how with all the things that you guys talked about, let's say beyond the boy-girl songs, I mean, it was constantly more and more about personal freedom, opening yourself up, start educating yourself, and yet people want you to just, they're listening to the record and going, God, that's a great idea, and then when you come out and do it...
they don't apply it. It's like Uncle Bob said once, winter is coming, the windows are full of frost. I tried to tell everybody, but I could not get across. I want to be your lover, babe, I don't want to be your boss. Don't say I didn't warn you when your train gets lost.
The train gets
It's like, how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? It's like that. How many times do you have to tell somebody something before they, I know people who say, like, for example, my sister-in-law in England, who's a very sweet person, when John Lennon did that album, just the John Lennon album, he had those real heavy songs about, mother, you left me, and, all those real personal things. And she said to me, I mean, is that just a song that he's written, or does he feel that? You see, so people can't, because a lot of songs that people write, like I heard a song, what was that, Slip Sliding Away, Paul Simon. When I heard that song, I thought, well, I've sort of hung out a little bit with Paul Simon. I said, God, I didn't know his mother died when he was only 4 years old and all these things happened to him. And another friend of mine who knows Paul, he said, no, that never happened. He just wrote that in the song. The difference is I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You see, I'd write what really happened, and I couldn't sort of make up something that is untrue, because somehow it just doesn't fit in with me. It's like untrue. I can't even conceive of that. But some people do that. So maybe it's true that the public half the time don't know if you mean it, or if that is your experience, or if it's just a song.
I've been held up, I've been run down, I can see quite clearly now, through those past years, when I played toy with my life. I only ask that what I feel should not be denied me now, 'cause it's been and I have seen my life belong to me. My love belongs to you. Can't see it.
Now, on that same subject in the song, If You Believe, you say, get up, you have all you need, and pray.
Pray,
Right.
give up, and it all recedes away from you. I don't know if you must have heard Lord Buckley. Well, there was a thing he did called God's Own Drunk.
No, I'm not quite.
I think it was that. Anyway, it was one of Lord Buckley's things, and he was talking about love. He said, love is like a beautiful garden, and when you use it, it spreads, but when you don't, it recedes. And it's true. It's really that, in its simplest form, I'd say, is just positive versus negative. If you apply positive thought, even down to something like if you say to me, hey, make me some coffee, if I think, sure, that energy is there to do it. But if I think, oh God, can't you get it yourself? It drains you, the negative thought. And it's that simple. if you think, oh God, I've got what can I do? My life's a misery and all that. As you're thinking that, you're actually putting fuel onto that negative, draining aspect. Whereas, and this is hard. I'm not saying I can do it, but it's something that when you realize it, you can at least try and correct yourself all the time. So when you make an effort to do something, just like today, I could have easily stayed in bed and not come to do this interview. Ring, ring, hey Jim, sorry, I'm going late night, see you next time. But instead, I thought, no, I can do it, I'll get up, I can do it. And it's just that simple. So get up, you have all your needs. Give up, and it all recedes away from you.
Too many troubles you can't control. To get you falling into the hole waiting for you. Get up, you have all your speed break. Give up and it all recedes away from you. If you believe everything you thought is possible, if you believe in me, all your love's reflected back to you. If you believe in everything you hope is true. If you believe in me, all your love's reflected back. If you believe.
For someone to have lived the life George Harrison has to this point and still have come out with his head screwed on straight, to me, seems to be a minor miracle. But to be able to rise above that level of living in the material world, to make the effort he has toward the enlightenment of himself and others, is to me highly commendable. You have not gone off and said, okay, now today I'm going to get into meditation, and tomorrow this is something that's been constant with you long enough now that...
Yeah, I think John jeopardized his position a lot in the early 70s, late 60s. He was sort of saying, this is it, no it isn't, now it's this. He went through a real scatty period from 68 till...
But that's also him. He was a searcher. He's a seeker. He goes from...
But he was so forceful, I know, just talking personally about him, when he was... But at least the good thing with John was he say, okay, I was wrong, wasn't I?
Oh, yeah.
And he'd own up, but...
Don't like what John says? Stick around for 5 minutes. Well, not guilty then. That's kind of a segue into that.
Right. Well, I wrote that right after we got back from the Himalayas with Maharishi. I got back a bit later than everybody else. They all split and started Apple. And I got back and it was like a madhouse. In fact, to this day, it's still trying to untangle it. But that time, John and Yoko would just got together. They had some guy throwing the I Ching every 10 minutes. Oh, we're having a business meeting. Well, let's throw the I Ching, And the place was just full of lunatics. And so it was around that time. And it was really about John, Paul, Apple.
Yeah, I'm not guilty for...
Looking like a freak, making friends with every Sikh. They're those guys with the turbans, the Indians.
Not guilty of getting in your way while you're trying to steal the day. Not guilty. And I'm not here for the rest. I'm not trying to steal your vest. I'm not trying to be smart. I only want what I can get. I'm really sorry for your aging head, but like you heard me said, I'm not guilty.
also about, I'm sorry that you're underfed.
Well, that was just something to rhyme with said.
Oh, I see. Wait, what, 5 minutes ago you were telling us you don't put anything in there if it's not real?
Oh yeah, but it's true. There's a lot of people underfed. You know, that in a way is like the story of the first time I went to India. I felt guilty that I didn't have a hump on my back or leprosy. You know, because you see all these people and you think, oh God, it's awful. And then you start looking at yourself and you're rich and handsome and healthy. You know, I just felt bad about that. And then I realized karma, that's it. Look out, kid, it's something you did, God knows when, but you're doing it again. It's your own karma. So, you know, I'm not going to worry my life just because I haven't got a hump on my back.
Not guilty for looking like a freak, making friends with every Sikh. Not guilty for leading you astray on the road to Mandalay. I won't upset the apple cart, I only want what I could get. I'm really sorry that you've been misled, but like you heard me said, I'm not guilty.
Is it true that your lawyer called you up and advised you to sue yourself for Here Comes the Moon? I mean, is that true,
No,
George?
no.
Didn't say that you ought to sue yourself.
Because those two tunes aren't anything alike anyway.
It was a joke, George.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Oh, well, but I mean, things like that can happen. No, that's like the Ruttles, you know, he sued himself by mistake.
Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Oh yeah. Impulse always quickens when it's full. As it turns my head around me, yes it does. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Here comes the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. Oh yeah.
I think we talked all around this, but in love comes to everyone something in your heart.
Yeah,
What is
there
something?
in your heart, something that's never changing. Well, that feeling is there in the heart. Actually, the heart is the part of the body where God resides.
Now you're talking about physically
I'm
in the
talking,
heart?
yeah, physically.
Really?
Well, spirit. That's the physical
spirit?
position in the body. If you look at the chart in yoga, there's these energy centers. Now there's the chakra at the heart, which is where the feeling of love comes from. You know, if you feel sick, you feel it in the chakra in the stomach. If you feel love, you feel it in the heart. And that's unchanging. The only thing that changes is the bodily condition. From the womb, you're a baby, and you're a boy, and you're a young man, and you're middle-aged, you turn into an old man, and you die. You know, you come out of this shape, this fetus bent over, and you come until you're up like this, and then you end up going back over and you die. But the one thing that's remained the same all through it is that soul in the heart. That thing comes from life to death to life to death. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, There was never a time when we weren't, and there'll never be a time when we cease to be. The only thing that changes is bodily condition.
Listen, I will keep you here to the last possible second, but because you've been, some nice stuff, you tell me when you have to get out.
Well, we've maybe rounded off now. Because,
right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have one or two more, we can do that.
So the last question, George, is when is Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young going to reform?
Well, I think they have to split up again first.
Split up again and then reform.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
I think John Denver's splitting up.
Yeah, fine. That's good. Finally. Anyway, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jim.
And I know you had a lot of stuff to do today, so just say good night to America.
Okay, good night, America.
Give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me light, give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul.
My personal thanks and appreciation go to one Russ Thyrett, Vice President of Warner Brothers Records, who was completely responsible for arranging this conversation. Also, my personal thanks to my partner Jack Morris and to Robbie Carroll of Interview Incorporated. I'm Jim Ladd.
Oh, give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me light, give me life, keep me free, but I give